Hi, it's Karen, the weekendcraftaholic, and we are going to make this Mother's Day exploding box together. Now, of course, you could use it for any occasion, not just Mother's Day, but today is Mother's Day, and I thought I would make this just very quick project to show you how quickly you can make something that looks a little bit more complex. Now, before we get stuck in, just two things I wanted to mention. If you have a Cricut machine or any electronic die cutting machine, I'm going to put a link down below to the pattern that I've used. So if you want to grab that little file itself and get all these cut out on your Cricut, just as I've done, that'll be a nice quick way of you pre-assembling your pieces, just as I've done here. Now, if you don't have an electronic die cutting machine, do not fear. Down in the description box below, I have put all the measurements for each of these little pieces. And to be honest, you don't need to follow the same measurements as I have. It depends on what materials you want to use, how big you want your box to be. I have started here with a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and all we're doing really is making a cross. So if you cut out at the 4-inch mark, and then again here at the 8, and basically just take away the corners and just keep going in smaller and smaller until you get the size you want. Now, this size here was a little bit closer, but then I decided I wanted to leave a bit more room just to show a bit more of the pattern. So it really does depend on what you want to do, how symmetrical you want it to be, and that kind of stuff. So have a go of that. You just need a craft mat and a cutting knife. You could even probably do it on your paper trimmer as well. The collection I'm using today is from Uniquely Creative. This is called the Dreamer collection, and I actually got this free as part of the advent calendar. So if you're not familiar with the advent calendar, I'll put a card up for that as well for you to have a look at. This is very girly, isn't it? And I don't really have young girls to create for anymore, so I thought I would use it in a Mother's Day kit instead, and so here we are. But today I really wanted to show you how easy it is to put this together and also to decorate it. Be mindful of which piece of paper you want to cut on each one. So I was very mindful while I started my bigger piece of how it's also going to look when it's open. And so I've been careful in my selection as well for each of these for when the box is made and they're overlapped. But let's get constructing, let's get onto this box. You can see I've already started scoring along these lines, and we're going to do this on each of the boxes because this is the overall effect we want, right? We want to get a little box for it. So I'm just going to grab my scoring mat and just quickly show you just one of them rather than you see all of them, and I'm just going to go straight down those marks to make it a little bit easier for us to fold over. So I'm going to score them, then fold over and get a really nice crease. Now you'll see here when I was taking off my Cricut mat, I did rip the paper. Uniquely Creative papers I find are a lot more thicker than the normal ones you get from, say, American Crafts. So I forgot to put my pressure setting to more. I'd left it on default. So if you are using a Uniquely Creative kit, just remember you would need to do a little bit more pressure because the paper is a bit thicker. So now we've scored all of the inside, so they're going to fold up nice and neatly. It's time to start embellishing it. Now, it's up to you whether you want to keep square corners. In this case, I do, but you could, of course, use a rounded punch. Speaking of punches, I've got my little collection here, and my plan is to decorate the edges of all of these. Now, I'll leave this little one as is, but I'm going to start going through and just doing a little punch mark along all of these edges, so just to give it a bit more decoration. So I have punched out all of my ends, and of course you could always do these ones as well depending on how much space you want to leave. Now of course it's up to you which order you want to do this next step. I am going to construct this so it's all in one piece, and then I'm going to do my embellishments on each side of these. If you would find it easier doing your embellishments first, then go ahead and do that first. I am going to put some music on, stop talking, and you can just watch me finish the rest of this. I'm going to fix it all together with some liquid glue. Gonna let it dry, and then by the powers of video you will see me back embellishing these. And of course if you wanted to, it'd be great to do some journaling, some photographs. I'm just going to do some little quotes and things, but this is the beauty of an exploding box. There is so much space on each of these sides to do whatever you want. You can do an awful lot in this space, a lot more than you can in a normal card. And of course when it's all constructed and tied up, it's going to be great for the recipient to receive as well. If you are still watching, thank you for watching this through to the end. Our box is complete and all we need to do now is close it off. Now you'll see I'm actually using a ribbon for this rather than a box lid. There's lots of different designs and patterns out there, and you can buy lots of ready-made boxes as well. I believe Joann's do one, an exploding box that you can just buy to decorate. Rather than try and create a lid though, I'm just using a ribbon. I think this is a great alternative and slightly different and a lot more quicker as well to put together. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Got any comments or queries, please leave them down in the description box below. Otherwise, I hope you'll join us again next week for some more crafting videos. Thank you for watching.